Hey Sagittarians, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're going to be doing your December general reading here. Woo! Can we talk about your meditation though? Okay, I was taken to the dense and deep woods, okay? And you guys were giving me, I saw the Sagittarius Collective as a traveler, an adventurer. Happy birthday season, by the way. Yes, happy birthday. It feels very in line with what you guys are known for, with being the seekers of information and knowledge, always being up for a good adventure, you know, all of seeking ye shall find, all of that good stuff. So I saw y'all walking through the woods, and I saw all of these different woodland creatures coming to walk with you, okay? I saw you walking through the woods, and then I saw like these branches and pieces of nature forming an arrow, like an arrow on the ground, and you following it, okay? And then I saw you coming to the foot of a mountain, because a mountain, like mountains were, it's like at the crux of your meditation was the symbol and image of a mountain, okay? I saw you going up the mountain, sitting on top of it, and then I heard the song Up on a Mountain by, Up on a Mountain. I'll try to remember to post it in the comments, because the Welcome Wagon. Oh, the Welcome Wagon. Oh, that's deep. Okay, we'll get into why that resonates. Up on a mountaintop by the Welcome Wagon. Anyway, I saw you sitting on top of this mountaintop, and it gave me very like Buddha vibes, but also humanitarian vibes. I saw this essence of light emanating down through your crown chakra, or coming down through your crown chakra and emanating out in all directions of time and space. And then I also saw you being a benefactor. And then I heard, when you feel like you may have not much more to give, dig deeper and give. And as you dig deeper, more will be there to find. I'm getting the image, it's an old trope in like magical films or whatever have you. You know the trope of like the old, like the traveler bag, where the character, usually a witch or wizard, will go into that bag and it seems like it's like endless, bottomless, like they keep pulling things out of it. And you find that it's like actually connected to a portal of somewhere bigger. It's kind of like also Ned Scamander in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, where it seems like there's going to be a limit to the outer shape of it. It can only go so deep. The depth can only be so much. But it is actually a lot deeper, and there are a lot more resources, and you have a lot more within you to give than you may feel at specific points in time. It's almost like a Nine of Wands energy, which is that wounded warrior or perseverance. And that it feels very pertinent for you. But here's the gag, and here's what I'm really loving about it. It's like you are truly giving from the deep wells of your heart and your soul and your actually physically, like your reserves, okay? Your energy reserves, your physical reserves, your mental reserves, your emotional reserves. You are a giver. You are the giver, okay, this month. But I also feel like, because I saw you going up on this mountaintop and receiving it back in full form from spirit, from your higher self, you are replenishing your own supply. Isn't that interesting? But then I saw, after that, I saw you walking forward and going, okay, I think I'm good, I'm done, I'm gonna go rest. And then I saw this, like this golden phoenix, which is so cool. This golden phoenix rise up and give you back everything that you had given to other people. The more you give, the more you get. I mean, that really, the golden egg, I love the golden phoenix. The more you give. So sorry about that, guys. I have this phone on Do Not Disturb, and yet a call came through. Who knows? So the more that you give, the more that you get. That feels very, very pertinent. I also want to draw on the fact that at the bottom of this deck is the golden egg here, which equates to a Two of Cups energy as well, which is all about that mirrored aspect and understanding that, you know, how we treat other people, we treat ourselves, right? And how we treat ourselves, we treat other people, right? So let's go ahead and get an animal energy for y'all for the month of December. I hope you guys are having a beautiful birthday season thus far, my lovely Sagittarians. Oh, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. We got the crow, Sagittarius. I just knew it was going to be something special. And this reading, the way I was feeling it, listen up and testify. Okay, so the crow equates to the high priestess. And I'm obsessed because I saw you guys going and sitting on this mountaintop and it was giving me kind of Buddha vibes. And that is the High Priestess. The High Priestess is very much about, yes, clicking in with your intuition to see what is unseen, right? But it's also about filling up your own reserves. I'm obsessed with this. So also, you know, along with this, remember when I said that I saw this golden phoenix at the end coming and replenishing all that you have given, and that you really do get back what you give? This is so beautiful with the crow energy here too, because the crow is all about that inherent magic, right? Now also, when the crow shows up, you can expect the following. Enhanced deja vu, frequent deja vu, repeating numbers, signs and symbols that appear as coincidences, but really they're synchronicity, so heightened synchronicity. Prophetic dreams, dreams that you remember really well. Feeling like you are here, there, and everywhere, but you don't necessarily know how that is. Meaning, I feel like I've met you before. I feel like I've been here before. I feel like, you know, I know what this person is going to say next, and then they do, and I feel like I'm in the woo-woo land, which is really beautiful, though. Really, really beautiful. Because remember I saw that bag in that purse where the trope of someone keeps reaching in, it's just limitless. It feels like that is hearkening back to the crow as well. Now, also along with the crow very much speaks up when there is imbalance or injustice. Right? It's going to speak the truth. The crow is very much about using your voice and using your words for the betterment of others, which is not to say, like, it's not considering yourself and what you want and coming from an egoic place and going, you were unfair to me, so I'm going to tell you about yourself. That's not the crow, right? That's not the crow. The crow is more, I have observed, because it is an air energy, I have observed an imbalance in this area. I have observed an injustice in this particular context. I have observed the following, and I'm going to speak on it. Because by me speaking on it, I trust that that is going to create a ripple effect that by doing so creates balance and justice and equality. If you see something, say something. That is the crow, right? But again, your intuition, your magic, your diving into the depths of your inner reserves is very much on point for December, and I love it so much. You know, also the crow energy is a masculine energy, which is really interesting here, and I'm getting called to talk about this. So the High Priestess inherently is a feminine energy, right? Which is about receiving, tapping in, being on the, you know, receptive end of everything, really, right? The High Priestess goes in and dives within the darker recesses of her subconscious, of the collective subconscious, right? All of that, which is beautiful, right? She seeks what is hidden and protects what is hidden. Oh, there's something to that. I feel like this has come up for Sagittarius before, and it's coming up again. You know, there is such a thing as having discernment around, just because you see something or are aware of something, use your discernment about what needs to be said about it or what is going to benefit. Because sometimes we can be privy to information that other people aren't. And what is it? Being smart. Oh, I'm going to butcher this quote. I'm going to do my best. It's like being smart is knowing many things. Being wise is knowing when to share what you know. Yeah, I feel like that's basically the point of that. Also, crow is a masculine energy as well for me, which is very much the magician energy of making things happen. Taking your wand and knowing where and how to direct it to manifest, right? So I do feel like there's an energy here around balance for you, around being in a masculine and a feminine energy, both. I feel like the feminine energy has to do with you dipping into your own reserves and giving to yourself, and the masculine energy has to do with you pulling upon those reserves and giving them back to others. Okay? Okay. Let's get some cards here for Sagittarius. So obsessed you got the crow for your birthday season. Oh, well, this is no surprise at all. Okay, so we got the Queen of Cups here, our most intuitive queen. I mean, this just surprise no one at all. We've been talking, you know, we've got the High Priestess here repping Actually, I feel like it's the High Priestess and the Magician. I'm going to tell you. I feel like they're both here, okay? So why I'm really obsessed with this, so traditionally speaking, the Queen of Cups feels very deeply. She is the empathic queen. She's incredibly psychic, intuitive, and she feels so deeply that if she does not practice vigilant self-care and put up those, you know, energetic shields, as it were, she runs the risk of taking on way too much of the feelings of others, and it can work against her as opposed to for her. What I'm really drawn to in this context in terms of the Queen of Cups, now this is a water moose. I don't know if that's like the technical term, but this is a water moose. It's a real thing, and they exist just as well on land or underwater. I'm obsessed, and what I'm really drawn to for y'all is this 1 foot on the earth. 1 foot on the terra firma here, right? It's that aspect of feeling grounded and connected to feeling and intuition at the same time. That's the goal, y'all. Actually, I'm gonna use this as a visual tool here. This is the goal. So when we meditate, when we exist, when we move through these energies and through this world, right? The goal is to connect upwards into the upper echelon, the upper world, into our higher aspects, into our observer selves, right, with the air, and at the same time, send those roots down into the shadow aspects of the lower world, down into the earth. So we're equally rooted into the earth and up above. This is the goal, and I feel like this is the potential before you, and I feel like this is the map on how to navigate through December while, you know, reserving your energy and doing it in such a way where you don't feel completely, you know, exhausted by the end of it, right? Because it does feel active. It does feel like there's going to be quite a bit required of you, but it doesn't feel negative. It feels quite right. You are the best person for the job. You are the best person to be there for others, emotionally, mentally, physically, through your resources in whatever way this is. And I feel like Spirit is coming forward to say, and this is how you do that while maintaining balance and, you know, keeping a hold of your energy, right? It's really cool. So, well, and within that, grounding is something that you are being called to do very consciously and vigilantly, okay? Grounding can take a lot of different shapes and forms. And I was talking about this recently on an Instagram live, actually. So let me just talk about this. Because we say grounding, and then I feel like people are like, well, how do you do that? What does that even mean? First of all, on one hand, it can be as simple as putting your feet on the ground and affirming, I am grounded. Setting that intention, okay? But I was talking about this recently on Instagram live. There is a lot of, how do I say this? Propaganda. I'm gonna go there and be a little controversial, but I'm gonna be my Sagittarius people. I feel like y'all can get with some controversialness. And you know, there's a lot of propaganda within the spiritual community of we ground ourselves only through certain, you know, ways. We have and this is no shade, I'm just giving an example. We ground ourselves only through vegan practices and through, you know, drinking water that's enhanced with crystal light vibration. And then we only do this and we stay away from this and we don't watch this and we do this. It's like very prescriptive, right? There can be it almost seems counterintuitive to what this community is meant to represent, right? Which is about, in my opinion, doing what works for you, right? So it always kind of like blows my mind within this community when people are like, no, this is how it's going to be and this is how it is. Or how can you drink, you know, Coca-Cola and be intuitive or whatever that is. It always seems, it kind of blows my mind really. And I'm getting this message for you to do what works. Ground in the way that works for you in this month, right? If that means you need to go and get you a taco box somewhere, get you a taco box, right? There's no one right way to ground yourself. I'll tell you what else. Anyone who tells you that there is just one, and I'm using air quotes, right way to do something or be in your spiritual light body or whatever else is selling something. Okay? It really is about doing what works for you. Okay? That's really all there is to it. You do what works for you. If going for a run grounds you, brilliant. If, you know, taking a nice salt bath and being in your own energy grounds you, brilliant. If coloring grounds you, brilliant. If eating tacos grounds you, brilliant. Do whatever works for you. There is no one right way, especially in the month of December. I'm getting this high energy around you being called to be there for other people and hold space for them. In order to do that, you must hold space for yourself as well without judging what form it takes or what it looks like. Okay? Gotta write a book on that. All right. 6 of Wands. I'm obsessed that this is coming up for you. So 6 of Wands is success and recognition and getting accolades for the wonderful self and being that you are. Now, this is victory, yes, but there's also a 6. I'm really drawn to the B here as well. B is about teamwork and community effort. I want to talk about 3 of Pentacles for a second. Because 3 of Pentacles is about receiving compensation for the work that you in particular are good at, right? But 6 of Wands is kind of an offset of that where it's not necessarily monetary, right? 6 of Wands is you feeling good at the end of the day about how you spent it, right? Being able to look at yourself in the mirror and go, I did the best that I could. And feeling good about that. This is about your own, you know, personal scale of achievement and accomplishment and productiveness, right? And I feel like there's something in that for you as well, because back to the B, this is also about teamwork and community, and I really feel like this has a lot to do with being there for other people and yourself in equal measure. Which for me, by the way, is high spider energy as well. Spider energy. That web for me represents, you know, being there for others and ourselves, committing to both in equal measure. Oh my God, I'm so obsessed. 4 of Wands. Sagittarius. I'm really excited you're getting this too. It's really interesting. I saw 1111 on the timer earlier, and now you have the 1111 key here. It's really nice. So 4 of Wands, this is happy home, happy family, celebration. This is feeling really, 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 really lovely and like you don't wish to be anywhere else other than exactly where you are. And that is magic. Remember when I said that the crow was like repeating numbers in synchronicity, and then you have the 1111 key here as well? Let's talk about that briefly. You know, there is a school of thought, and I do subscribe or ascribe to this thought. I believe, at least for now, changeable in that way. But there's this school of thought that synchronicities and deja vu have a lot to do with spirit or your higher self, however you want to look at it, right? Alerting yourself to giving you nudges around you're exactly where you're meant to be from a higher soul perspective. You're in alignment. That's what deja vu and repeating numbers symbolize. Okay? So that is the deeper aspect of this time for you this month. And if you can hold true to that and go, you know what? Every time I get deja vu, every time I see repeating number, every time if nothing else, you can look it up and look at the meaning of it and symbology and go, what does 444 mean? What does 1111 mean? What is it? Whatever have you. For sure. And I always recommend that, especially as a Sagittarius. You are an information seeker, so I support that. But at the end of it, in the base case, if nothing else, just going, thank you. Acknowledging these things as they pop up for you, right? 1111, thank you. Thank you for the you know, pat on the back. Thank you for the nudge. Thank you for the reminder. Deja vu, great, wonderful. I embrace it, I accept it. Thank you for the encouragement that I'm exactly where my higher self wants me to be, right? There's a big energy around, you know, divinity, divine timing within this. Well, of course, you know, we have the crow here, but, you know, also I want to talk about, this is the bowerbird represented on this key. You know, the bowerbird is really special because the bowerbird, this is a male bowerbird. Oh, yeah, male, female, interesting. Male bowerbird is maybe the only bird, I could be wrong, but at least one of the few, if not the only bird, that when finding a mate creates the nest first and then goes out to attract the mate with the nest that he's made. This is really pulling me back to being there for other people and yourself, right? It's really beautiful though. But I'm really getting a very strong sense of the good that you do coming back to you tenfold. I really, really feel it. I really, really feel it. I'm also drawn to the fact that so far, you know, your primary 3 cards here, and we'll get clarifiers, of course, but your primary 3 cards here are Cups, which are feelings and intuition, and Wands, which is your own natural element of fire, which dictate the actions that we take, right? So feeling and action. Very cool. Queen of Cups. Feels really nice, Sagittarius. It really, really does. Wow. The World. You got the B again. Yay. So the World with the B. I'm so upset. Look at how gorgeana. So the World is happy, successful completion. The World is the last key in the major arcana. The World is like, yes, like throwing your hat up in the air. It's all the good feelings of the World. All the good feelings of the World. You know, I'm really drawn to the fact that you have Queen of Cups with the feeling and then the World here. I feel like this is a symbol saying, like, go where you feel called to go, move as you feel called to move. Your intuition, your magic, your third sight, your third eye, right, is really on point right now, working with and for you. I'm getting a note around the next new moon, whenever that is in December, the next new moon. Feels like a particularly potent time where there might be a portal through which you can glimpse a lot of valuable intuitive insights for sure. Yes, so the World again with the Queen of Cups here, I feel like this is so beautiful. You are in this, you are in the money. You are in the money in terms of being grounded and connected with your intuition. This is when you are able to be grounded and within the depths of your intuition and feeling, that is when you are able to allow your intuition to guide you like a North Star, honey. And guess what? This also means that your emotions are balanced. And you know what I say? Emotions are the gas that fuel your intuition. So if your emotions are askew, your intuition will be askew. Point blank and period. You feel balanced, you feel grounded, you feel full of purpose. How beautiful is that? And again, the B with serving the community. I'm telling you, it's at the heart of this. Whoa. Okay, let's talk about this. There's a grasshopper on the bottom here. The grasshopper for me represents the Fool energy, which is the next key in this, which is why this is like blowing my mind with how brilliant this is right now. This is MJ Cullinane's deck. She also makes the Crow Tarot deck. What is coming next? It's like you are primed and prepared for it. I feel like the next thing we're going to see from you is a Fool energy. Going into next year, which is really, really beautiful. I feel like you might get glimpses of what that is. But oh God, the good you do is going to come back to you, like in such a big way. It feels really, really lovely. Wow. What's with this masculine, feminine thing going on? Okay. So to clarify the Six of Wands, victory, achievement, compensation, right? We have the Five of Swords here. So let's talk about this. This is actually really, really deep. Okay. So first of all, I want to talk about the Deer. The Deer for me represents an equal, we can make this stuff up, an equal balance of masculine and feminine energy. So we have this here, masculine and feminine energy working in tandem and being an equal expression. Your masculine and feminine energies working in tandem and being an equal expression. Very good. But this also, you know, traditionally Five of Swords is people acting outside of their integrity, right? Being willing to do whatever it takes to get what they want from an egocentric point of view. But I'm going to tell you what this is showing me. First of all, I was talking about the new moon, and then we have the moon here as well. But what this is showing me is that there is this move, and I feel like you guys already know this, but there is this move from duality to oneness, okay? The big gag is that separatism isn't real. Separatism is the illusion. The truth is we are all fragments of one whole. W-H-O-L-E. All fragments of one whole. And I feel like that's what this is saying around the Six of Wands. Now, when we understand and know that we are all fragments of one whole, then we can also fully embody that really being there for other people is being there for ourselves. On the flip side, being there for ourselves is being there for other people. This is a cure to separatism, and you are embodying this month. Whoa. Woo, I have like shivers. This is like, wow. Okay. You are embodying this and leading and paving the way around this. You are the example. Whoa. Some of you guys are thinking about moving on a social media platform or expanding your audience or sharing what you know in a more public way. Green light around that, okay? Green light around that. Four of Wands. Okay, I can't. I literally cannot, but I will. The Magician. What have we been talking about this entire time? I wanted to talk about raccoons earlier too, I forgot. Because the raccoon is very much about Six of Pentacles, which is reciprocity, give and take, and being a benefactor. Do we literally have the High Priestess and the Magician represented here? And I've been talking about that this whole entire time. What are we talking about? The Magician is being able to use all the tools at your disposal, but also being able to pick up your wand and, you know, take your energy and really concentrate it from a place of activation and manifestation and momentum and purpose and drive, right? You have the Magician and the High Priestess, equal balance of feminine and masculine, and both being an equal expression. That is so cool. Okay. Here's the thing too. You know, when a raccoon comes up, and I love that it's also clarifying the Four of Wands here. So let's just look at this. I feel like this is the crux of your December, Sagittarius, and I really, really love it. You know, there is a special note here about raccoons being extra resourceful and using the resources that they have around them, and thus they always have it's like raccoons are always inherently rich because they always view as what is directly at their disposal as a big deal, as everything they could ever need. They don't go, oh, I wish it were something different. Oh, I wish this half, you know, tin can of beans was like a full can of cream corn. I don't know where that came from, but you know what I mean? It's like that equivalent. So it's really about you are being asked to view, I'm getting Merlin energy in such a big way right now. It's going to resonate with someone. Merlin energy. You are being asked to view your circumstances, the tools at your disposal, your resources through the lens of the mystic. Because things are not how they appear to be. Things are not how they appear to be. You're being asked to view everything through the lens of the mystic. Okay? When we view things through the lens of the mystic, it requires first that we become an observer. Because as an observer, we have access to all sides of something, right? We can see things most clearly from a place of observation, right? Our vision becomes skewed or cloudy when we view things from a place of attachment. You're being asked to be an observer outside of attachment, right? It's from there that you're going to be able to make decisions clearly, see yourself clearly, see others clearly, and know exactly what to do. It's like the road ahead of you is visible, but only from this certain vantage point, only from high up on the mountain. Only from high up on the mountain are you able to see clearly the potentiality of the road before you. What is the road to? Your highest and best path fully realized and manifested in 2021. You know, there's also this energy as well, is because this is your birthday season, you can also look at this. I'm hearing what's better than getting gifts? Giving gifts, right? You're being asked to think about what is your gift to the world? What are you here to say, do, create, produce, And why have you either been keeping it to yourself, or have you yet to move along with that in a fully realized way? Or if you already have, what more can you do with and around that, right? Yeah, there is something about that, because I'm seeing you get these birthday presents, right? But I'm hearing like, well, that's great, but what is your present? What is your gift that you're here to give to others in the world? And how are you going to leave your piece of the world better than how you found it? You have a responsibility within that, right? And we're really talking going back to soul purpose with all of that, right? That's what it is. That's what it is. You have the Magician and the High Priestess. Woo! Wow. Okay. Let's get an oracle. Let's get an oracle. Very good. Ooh, all right. Oh, God. So we have the coyote here. Let's talk about this. So this is actually really beautiful. So the coyote is largely about humor. And it's also a message to lighten up, right? It is a message around like, hey, like if we lighten our load a bit in terms of our perspective, our energy, whatever have you, then we're not only able to enjoy ourselves more fully, but we're able to get where we're going more seamlessly, right? The message of the coyote is sometimes the coyote energy will step in and provide twists and turns and surprises, and you know, things may appear one way, but they're really there another way. Again, this is making sense with the high magic as well. You know, the coyote will step in and kind of give us a you know, a couple woozies and woozies. Like a couple points of like, oh, like misdirection. Misdirection, I'm hearing. Misdirection. But I'm getting it in the context of the magician. So something that the magician does when they do a, what do you call it? Magicians do tricks, I guess? I don't know. When they do a trick in their act, right? What they do is misdirection, is they'll divert the audience's attention over here, and then over here, they'll be doing the trick. So with the audience, but they want the audience to look here, that they're doing the trick here, and then they reveal it here, right? But you were so busy looking over here that you didn't see how they did it. That feels like the message of the coyote for you for December, right? So I feel like along with that, allow yourself, even though you're coming from this place of observation and all of these things, amidst that, also don't forget that you are here to have a human experience and let yourself be surprised, go with the flow, and follow the road wherever it may lead and go, right? Because there is an element to that, because there is, feels like there's this like inside joke of like, yeah, spirit, we have you looking over here. We have you thinking that because we're working on something even better over here. But if you knew it, if you saw it, if you knew all of the tea and what was behind the wizard's curtain and saw the complete blueprint, then you would interfere with it, because it's called the observer effect, actually. The observer effect states that through the act or knowledge of observation, the elements will be, or the factors of the experiment or whatever it is, will be altered through the observer effect, right? So I'm getting the observer effect here as well, funnily enough. So just understand, being on the joke, observe yourself, but also understand that there's a lot more going on than you are going to be able to see within your scope, but that is part of the human experience. It's part of the gag, and it's going to be a happy surprise, and you're going to understand that you were only shown what you were shown because it was what the information that you needed in order to move along your path and your highest and best good. Trust that you have all the information, right? You have access to all the information that you need to have, but it is not your job or your position to know absolutely everything. Okay? And where's the fun in that anyway, right? All right, Sagittarius, this is your December general monthly reading here. Whoa, this was a lot. I'm excited for you guys. Again, a very happy birthday. You know, this is the last reading that I'm going to do for you of 2020. So I want to say an extra special note of thank you. Thank you so much for your support. I really, really am so thankful. I'm wishing you a most blessed and happy birthday season and rest of your 2020. And again, thank you so much for being here. And as always, Thank you for being you, and be well. Until next time.